All right, gearing up for an ICT buyer interview. Talk about a role that is really at the heart of how organizations use technology to thrive. We're diving deep into RoleCatcher's resources,
Yeah.
career guides, sample questions, the whole shebang to make sure you're not just prepped,
Right.
but you're prepped to impress.
Absolutely.
And for this deep dive, I've got an expert here with me to break it all down.
It's exciting stuff.
It is. So let's jump right in.
Yeah, let's do it.
So much to cover.
It's fascinating how much this role demands.
Yeah.
You're not just buying tech.
Yeah.
You're shaping an organization's entire approach to ICT.
Right.
From sourcing and contracts to navigating those ever-evolving tech trends.
And that's where this deep dive gets interesting.
Yeah.
We'll tackle those tricky interview questions, but we're also going to weave in insights from RoleCatcher's career guides.
Okay.
So you understand the bigger picture of this career path.
That's good.
Plus, we'll show you how RoleCatcher's AI can help tailor your responses to specific companies, giving you a serious edge.
Like having a secret weapon.
It is.
But first, let's get to the heart of it. What an ICT buyer actually does.
Right, because it's so much more than just ordering laptops.
Oh, yeah.
The RoleCatcher guide really emphasizes that strategic sourcing piece. It's about understanding an organization's needs and then finding the best tech solutions to meet those needs,
Right.
often before they even know they need them.
Exactly. And that means building strong relationships with vendors,
Okay.
negotiating contracts, and even getting down to the nitty-gritty of invoices and deliveries.
Wow.
It's a complex role that requires a unique blend of technical knowledge, business acumen, and people skills.
So let's say you're in the hot seat and the interviewer asks you, what inspired you to pursue a career as an ICT buyer? How do you answer that in a way that truly stands out?
This is your chance to go beyond the surface. Don't just say you like technology.
Right.
Connect your interest to a specific experience or moment when you saw the real-world impact of ICT. Maybe you were involved in a project where the right tech solution streamlined a process or gave your team a competitive advantage.
So tell a story.
Yeah,
Paint a picture for them and let your passion shine through.
exactly.
Now, what kind of follow-up questions could they ask after you share that story?
They might dig deeper into the specifics of your experience. They might ask you to describe the challenges you faced, the decisions you made, and the outcomes you achieved. This is where preparation really pays off. Have concrete examples ready to go.
And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can be a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
It can help you tailor your story to the specific company and role-lighting the aspects that resonate most with their values and priorities.
It's all about making that connection.
Yeah.
Now let's tackle another common question. How do you stay up to date with industry trends? This one is all about demonstrating your commitment to continuous learning.
Right. But you don't want to just throw out a bunch of buzzwords. The RoleCatcher Career Guide emphasizes the importance of active learning. So instead of just saying you read industry publications,
Right.
talk about a specific article that caught your eye or a trend that you're particularly interested in.
And don't be afraid to go a bit deeper. Explain why that trend is important, how it's impacting the ICT landscape, and how it might influence your approach to procurement. This shows them you're not just passively consuming information,
Okay.
but actively engaging with it.
I love that. Now, what about a question like, can you give an example of a time you resolved a conflict with a supplier?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has those stories.
Everyone does.
But how do you choose one that really showcases your skills?
Pick a situation that highlights your negotiation and communication skills.
Okay.
Focus on how you approached the conflict, steps you took to understand both perspectives, and ultimately how you achieved a win-win outcome.
And again, RoleCatcher can help you tailor this story to the specific company's values. If they prioritize collaboration, you'd emphasize how you worked with the supplier to find a mutually beneficial solution.
Exactly. Now be prepared for follow-up questions like, what did you learn from this experience?
Okay.
Or how would you handle a similar situation differently in the future?
Right.
These questions are designed to assess your self-awareness and your ability to learn from your mistakes.
So be honest and reflective in your responses.
For sure.
Now let's switch gears and talk about a question that's really at the heart of the ICT buyer role. How do you evaluate supplier performance? This one can be tricky because it's not just about finding the cheapest option.
You're absolutely right. It's about finding the best value for your organization, and that means considering a wide range of factors, including quality, reliability, delivery times, and even ethical considerations.
So how do you articulate that in a way that impresses the interviewer?
Start by outlining your process for setting clear performance metrics for suppliers.
Okay.
Do you use specific key performance indicators, KPIs?
Mhm.
How do you track progress and conduct regular reviews? This shows them you have a system in place.
What about when a supplier isn't meeting those metrics? How do you address that?
Communication is key. Explain how you would approach the supplier, providing specific examples of their underperformance and outlining your expectations for improvement.
Yeah.
And don't forget to emphasize the importance of documentation. Having a clear record of your interactions and agreements is crucial.
Okay, so we've tackled some pretty tough questions, and you're starting to sound like a pro.
Yeah.
But remember, RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon throughout this entire process.
Oh, for sure.
It can analyze the specific job description and even the company's culture to help you fine-tune your answers and really nail that interview.
It's all about maximizing your chances of success. Now, let's move on to some questions that focus on your skills and qualifications. A classic one is, what are your greatest strengths as an ICT buyer?
This is where you get to toot your own horn, but you want to make sure those horns are playing the right tune for this particular orchestra.
Exactly. Look back at the job description and identify the key skills and qualities they're looking for. Then choose strengths that align with those requirements.
For example, if the job description emphasizes negotiation skills, you might highlight your ability to build rapport, find common ground, and secure favorable outcomes for all parties involved.
And if they're looking for someone who's highly analytical, you could emphasize your ability to analyze market trends, identify cost-saving opportunities, and make data-driven decisions.
It's all about showing them that you have the specific strengths they need to succeed in this role.
Right.
So let's flip the script and talk about a question that often trips people up.
Okay.
What are your weaknesses?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has weaknesses,
For sure.
but how do you address this question without sabotaging yourself?
The key here is to choose a weakness that is A, real, B, relevant, and C, something you're actively working to improve. For example, you could say something like, I sometimes get bogged down in the details and lose sight of the bigger picture, but I'm working on developing strategies to stay more focused on the overall goals.
That shows self-awareness and a commitment to growth, which are valuable qualities in any candidate.
Right.
Now, what about a question like, why are you interested in this particular role at this company?
This is where your research comes into play, to connect your skills and experience to the company's mission, values, and goals. Explain why you're excited about their work and how you see yourself contributing to their success.
Maybe you're impressed by their commitment to innovation, their focus on sustainability, or their reputation for employee development. Whatever it is, make it personal and genuine.
Exactly. Show them that you've done your homework and that you're not just looking for any job,
Right.
but a job that aligns with your values and aspirations.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground on individual questions,
We have.
but I want to take a step back and think about the overall strategy for acing this interview. RoleCatcher emphasizes that the best interviews are less like interrogations and more like conversations.
That's a great point. Think of it as an opportunity to share your passion for ICT, your enthusiasm for this role, and your genuine interest in contributing to their team.
So how do you create that conversational flow?
Start by being yourself. Don't be afraid to let your personality shine through. Be enthusiastic, engage with the interviewers, and ask thoughtful questions. Remember, they're not just assessing your skills, they're also trying to get a sense of who you are as a person and whether you'd be a good fit for their team.
So relax, be yourself, and let your passion for ICT shine through. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon throughout this entire process,
Absolutely.
helping you tailor your answers, refine your delivery, and boost your confidence. Now, let's take a short.
That's good.
And then come back to delve into even more strategies for crushing those ICT buyer interview questions.
Right, I'm ready.
Awesome.
You know, one thing that often gets overlooked is the importance of tailoring your answers to the specific company's culture and values.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It's not just about having the right skills, it's about showing them you'd thrive in their environment.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can really shine. It can analyze the company's website, their social media, even employee reviews to give you a feel for their culture.
So if their website talks about innovation, you'd highlight your experience with, say, implementing a new cloud-based procurement system.
Exactly. Or if they value teamwork, you'd emphasize how you collaborated with stakeholders to streamline a process or negotiate a tricky contract.
It's all about speaking their language.
Yeah.
Now let's jump back into those Interview questions, we've tackled some general ones, but how about those situational questions that really put you on the spot?
Ah, yes, the ones that make you think on your feet. Like, imagine you're working on a major ICT project and the deadline is looming. Suddenly, there's a critical issue with a key supplier. What do you do?
Oh, my heart rate just went up thinking about that. But seriously, how do you approach a situation like that in an interview setting?
First, take a breath. Don't panic. The interviewer wants to see your problem-solving process, not necessarily a perfect solution. Start by explaining how you'd gather all the facts, what's the nature of the issue, how is it impacting the project, who else needs to be involved.
So it's about showing them you have a systematic approach even under pressure.
Precisely. Then you'd outline potential solutions. Maybe you explore backup suppliers, renegotiate timelines, or even brainstorm creative workarounds. The key is to demonstrate flexibility and a proactive mindset.
And what about those tricky questions that test your negotiation skills? Like you're negotiating a contract with a new supplier, the deal seems great, but you have concerns about their track record. How do you proceed?
This one is all about balancing opportunity and risk. You acknowledge the potential benefits of the deal, but you also voice your concerns professionally and diplomatically.
And then back it up with evidence, right?
Exactly. You've done your research on the supplier, you have data points about their past performance, maybe even feedback from other clients. You ask tough questions and make it clear that you're not just looking for the cheapest option, but the most reliable one.
It's about showing them you're thorough and that you're looking out for the company's best interests. Now, toward the end of the interview, they almost always ask, do you have any questions for us? This is your chance to flip the script and show them you're truly engaged.
And so many candidates miss this opportunity. Asking insightful questions demonstrates your curiosity, your initiative, and even your understanding of the ICT landscape.
So what are some good questions to have in your back pocket?
You could ask about their strategic goals for ICT, maybe their biggest challenges in this area, or their plans for adopting new technologies. You can also ask about the team culture, professional development opportunities, or even the company's commitment to sustainability if that's something you value.
It's about showing them you're not just looking for a job, but a place where you can grow and contribute now. Beyond the questions themselves, what are some other key things to remember during the interview?
First impressions matter. Research the company thoroughly beforehand. Know their industry, their competitors, their products or services. This not only helps you tailor your answers, but also shows them you're serious about the opportunity.
And research the interviewer too, if you can. A quick LinkedIn search can give you valuable insights.
Absolutely, it shows you've done your homework. Also, pay attention to the logistics, know where you're going, plan your route, arrive on time, or even a few minutes early, dress professionally, even if they have a casual dress code, and pay attention to your body language.
Smile, make eye contact. Sit up straight, project confidence, and bring extra copies of your resume, a list of references, maybe even a portfolio of your work if you have relevant examples.
All great points. And remember to send a thank you note afterward. It's a small gesture that can make a big difference in reinforcing your interest and leaving a positive impression.
Speaking of leaving a positive impression, let's circle back to how RoleCatcher can help with all of this.
Oh, it's an invaluable tool. Its AI can analyze job descriptions, suggest relevant skills to highlight, even help you write your resume and cover letter. It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
That's incredible, and it can provide insights into salary expectations and job market trends for different ICT buyer roles, helping you make informed decisions about your career path.
It's all about leveraging the power of technology to gain an edge in today's competitive job market.
All right, let's take a moment to recap what we've covered so far. We've talked about understanding the ICT buyer role, mastering those tricky interview questions, and even leveraging AI to fine-tune your approach.
We've also touched on the importance of researching the company, preparing for logistical details, and presenting yourself professionally.
But there's more to uncover. When we come back, we'll dive into some common mistakes candidates make, valuable certifications to consider, and salary expectations for this rewarding career path. Stay tuned. All right, we're back for this final stretch of our ICT buyer interview. Deep dive, we've covered a ton of ground.
I have.
But, let's make sure you're fully prepared to avoid any interview pitfalls. What are some common mistakes that candidates make, and how can we steer clear?
One trap I often see is getting so caught up in the technical details that you forget about the human element.
Oh.
ICT buyers aren't just number crunchers. They're building relationships, negotiating, and communicating constantly.
So don't be afraid to let your personality shine through. Highlight those soft skills.
Exactly. Talk about your experience with teamwork, resolving conflicts, building consensus. Show them you're not just tech savvy, but a team player who can navigate the complexities of human interaction.
End of the mistake is not asking enough questions.
Yeah.
Remember, this is your chance to interview them too.
It's fascinating how often this gets overlooked. Asking insightful questions shows your genuine interest, your initiative, and it gives you valuable information about the company's culture and priorities.
And don't underestimate the power of a simple thank you note after the interview.
It's a small gesture, but it reinforces your professionalism and keeps you top of mind. Briefly reiterate your key strengths and how you can contribute. It goes a long way.
Now let's shift gears and talk about something that can give you a real edge in this field certifications. The RoleCatcher Career Guide highlights a few that are especially valuable for ICT buyers.
Absolutely. One that stands out is the Certified Professional in Supply Management, or CPSM. This demonstrates a comprehensive understanding of supply chain principles and best practices. It's globally recognized and can open doors to senior level positions.
That's a powerful credential to have on your resume.
Another one is the Certified Purchasing Manager, or CPM, which focuses specifically on procurement processes and strategies highly relevant for this role. And then you have specialized certifications in areas like strategic sourcing contract management or supplier relationship management.
So there's a whole pathway for continuous learning and specialization within this field.
Precisely, investing in these certifications shows employers you're committed to professional growth and that you have the specialized knowledge they seek. It's a smart move for career advancement.
Now let's talk about something I know is on everyone's mind, salary expectations. What kind of numbers are we looking at for an ICT buyer?
According to RoleCatcher's data, the average salary for an ICT buyer in the U.S. is around $75,000 per year. Of course, this can vary widely based on location, experience, industry, and company size.
But that's a solid starting point. Right. And as you gain experience in those certifications we talked about, you can command a much higher salary.
Absolutely. Senior ICT buyers with specialized expertise can earn well over $100,000 per year. So this is a career path with real earning potential, especially for those who are ambitious and dedicated to continuous learning.
And remember, RoleCatcher can provide detailed salary insights for specific roles in your location, helping you negotiate a competitive compensation package.
It's all about being informed and knowing your worth.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from understanding the intricacies of the ICT buyer role to mastering those challenging interview questions and even exploring career advancement paths. I hope you're feeling empowered and ready to tackle that interview with confidence.
Absolutely.
And remember, preparation is key.
Yeah.
But don't forget to let your passion and personality shine through.
Be authentic, be engaged, and use what you've learned today to not just answer questions, but to spark a genuine conversation with the interviewers. Show them you're not just looking for a job, you're looking to make a real impact in the world of ICT. And with the right preparation and the power of RoleCatcher's AI on your side, you'll be well on your way to landing that dream role. Good luck.